to the bonus level.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bonus Level Podcast. This is level 34. I am Jack, and joined with me, as usual, is Josh and Luch.
Hello.
And we have a hell of an episode. And by hell of an episode, I mean this time we're just going to sit back, relax, and chat about life. This is why we're here.
Should be much peppier music.
Oh, wait, yeah, sorry. All right, hold on. We'll try this again.
No, when you're like...
Right? You ready?
Yeah.
Right. Here we go. Today we're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about everything that's exciting. We're going to talk about movies, games, shows. We're going to talk about things that we're looking forward to. To start things off, we're going to throw it over to Josh. Here you go.
Can we do this all over again with the sad music? That sounded better.
True.
Oh man. So Jack, I've talked to you a little bit about this recently, but Luke,
I can't support that addiction. I'm sorry.
But Luch does not get much of my insight on what's going on with me on a daily basis.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Luch
Exactly.
There's a reason for that, though.
a reason.
There's a reason for that because he does not.
Discord?
Yes, he does not own any form of communication. He has a phone that he doesn't use. It's weird.
It's not.
He works in the cell phone industry, right?
Yeah,
but doesn't use his phone. I don't know what he does all day. I literally don't know what he does all day.
How corrupt the devices are, man.
But he has Facebook installed.
It's very true.
Riddle me that.
Which it's funny. So this actually, what I wanted to kind of talk about is from Facebook. So Facebook, if you guys had it, you would know that every so often on yearly, they post things and say, hey, here's a memory from a year ago or last year or however long ago it was of when you posted a particular comment or a picture or something like that that was interesting. I'm sorry about that. And what happened was this popped up on my Facebook feed from 2 years ago that said it was a post that I had made saying trying out my new camera. And it had a couple pictures that I got the day that I got my camera in the mail from Amazon. I took a couple shots with it and immediately posted them on Facebook saying, hey, trying out the new camera. Here's, my pictures and everything. And that was 2 years ago this week. I think it was like Sunday or something like that. And so I really started thinking about like where I was 2 years ago. Like I'm living in a completely different place. I'm like my life has made such a different path since that point that it's been crazy that I wanted to kind of almost backtrack and go through this with you guys because like, you guys knew that I worked in insurance for a while, basically 10 years of it. And it's probably a lot like your work. You deal with customers a lot of times. You try selling things to people that they don't always want, but maybe they need. So it's just, an annoying struggle all the time. And I'm hating my job. And I constantly hear people, saying that if you find, or if you love the work that you do, then you don't work a day in your life or whatever. You guys have heard people say that, right?
So you're saying you love insurance.
It's a different quote, but yes, it's yes.
Yeah, well, however you have.
Here comes Jack coming in with the corrections.
Yes, please. No. but anyway, so like I constantly was just going like, what do I like? I like playing video games. Like I don't like anything else. Like I didn't have any hobbies. Like there just wasn't anything. So I mean, like I racked my brain on, that was some of the reason that I started making YouTube videos back in the day. I was like, well, maybe I can do this. I like playing around with videos and doing playing video games. Like, how can I make money doing this? And I kept trying to force that and make that work. And it was funny that like I've owned a GoPro in the past, and I've done, I had digital camera growing up and stuff. And so I was more of the photographer in the family, but still like not anywhere to the extent of what I am now. And it's funny that it was actually you, Jack, that was taking pictures, and I was constantly looking at your pictures going like, holy crap, dude, these are amazing. Like, how do I do what you're doing right now? Like, remember I asked you, I was like, how are you taking these pictures? And you're like, okay, well, you need a decent camera. Like, this is what, and I go, okay, write me out a shopping list. I go, what camera did you buy? And I went and bought the same exact camera. I go, okay, what lens did you buy? And I went out and I bought the same exact lens that you had.
Yeah.
And then I went to Florida where you live, and I go, okay, show me how you take pictures with this camera.
Yeah.
And,
oh my God.
you know, we did a trial run where you were walking me through like exactly, like I took some shots with it, and you kind of go, okay, here's what you need to look for. Here's what you need to do here. And you taught me how to do all of that. And, you know, so, and then I started doing it just at every family event. I'd pull out the camera. There were days where it was like, oh, there's a tree blooming in their front yard that looks really nice. Kids, go outside. We're going to take pictures with it. And I just took pictures nonstop. They all look like crap. And then you taught me about editing. So then I got Lightroom, and I was
the face when this turns into a Jack appreciation episode.
Oh my God, please
it's great. No. So, I mean, you honestly, you walked me through all of this. And then, you know, so I start doing photography, but I'm doing it all just for fun. Like, I'm going out there, I'm posting on Instagram. That was the other thing, was I was like, how do you get models to shoot? Like, I'm only shooting my family and kids. And you're like, well, you just post on Instagram. Who wants a free photo shoot? And I was like, all right, let me do that. And so then I just started going on these free photo shoots. And then it was May of last year that I had been working on getting my real estate license. I started taking my class for that back in January. It took me all the way till May till I finally got licensed and got in with an office and everything. And like, it's crazy. Like, so I start with the office, and I'm finally trying to figure out a way to transition out of working in insurance. This job that I've been with the same office like 5.5 years or 6 years. I'm depressed. Like, I'm broke. I have debt piling up. Like, I can't figure any of this crap out, not knowing what to do or anything. And I'm like, all right, I got to get out of this. And so with my real estate business, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to figure out something. I get a client that's wanting to buy a house, and I'm doing everything I can to make this thing work. I'm going and taking her to see houses on my lunch break at work. I'm going after hours, weekends, whatever. Finally, I've shown up late too many times to work for my lunch break of trying to show this lady houses that my boss gives me an ultimatum. He's like, all right, you're going to have to choose, either keep working insurance or work, real estate. And I was like, all right, well, I guess here's my 2 weeks. And he's like, I don't need your 2 weeks. Just leave today. And then he stood above me, watched me clean out my desk and walk out the door. And so then I was jobless, still not getting paid for my photo shoots whatsoever. I'm doing all of this stuff for free. I have some different people here and there that did tip, and those are the people that I will never forget in my whole life, because like at a time where I didn't know what on earth I was doing, they were basically paying me for the time that it took to kind of go out there and, be a friend, because like, I mean, the pictures were crap. I didn't know what I was doing or anything. So like at that point, I ended up getting certified with both Uber and Lyft. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I got to figure out how to make this work, because I don't have another job lined up or anything other than real estate. And even if that lady wanted to buy a house today, it still takes over a month to close and before I'm going to get checks and any of that kind of crap. So I was like, I need money like today. And so I started working with Uber and Lyft. And from there, like I ended up slowly being able to transition my way into kind of supporting myself, give myself some free time to do the real estate stuff. And once I got in there, I found like there was this, that no one actually knew how to take pictures of houses. Like there were very few people that did decent home pictures. And so I went out and I did research, and I got a lens that I needed for my camera in order to do my real estate shoots. And I that is my sole income at this point. Like I still do real estate here and there, but on a daily basis, I'm out actually taking pictures of houses for people. Like it is my number one income. I work from home. Like today I drove out 15 minutes away, took pictures of a house, came back home, and then edited pictures on my computer all day. Like this is my job now. And to look at where I was 2 years ago to the place that I'm at now, like I can't even begin to describe just the overall happiness level that I'm at this point of being able to work for myself. Like, oh my goodness, yes, it can get stressful at the fact that it's feast or famine with this, where I'll have sometimes where people don't call me for like 2 weeks and I'm trying to figure out how, what am I going to do to make money, to get a shoot and stuff like that. But then at the same time, like, it's completely true that what I'm doing now, I absolutely love. I feel bad charging people money for the work that I do because I enjoy doing it so much. I enjoy going out there and taking these pictures. I enjoy sitting at my computer and editing the pictures. Like I like doing this stuff so much that it feels weird to kind of be this way. And I know that I've been going on like this really long rant, but I'm basically kind of just tying it back to the fact that it was just like, I hadn't really sat back and thought about it until Facebook popped up with like this 2-year memory thing. And I was like, man, it was 2 years ago, like this week, that I actually got my camera in the mail, started playing around with it, and started like just taking pictures in the house. And now I'm here. I mean, I think it was my entire 20s that I was seriously depressed, going like, how, I know they keep saying like find something that you love. Like I don't love anything. Like how are you supposed to do this? And it wasn't the thing that I think is cool too was the fact that it was you, Jack, doing it that influenced me. Mm-hmm. That there's times that you could think that like, oh, I'm just doing something dumb. Like, I mean, like with you played around with it a little bit. You still enjoy doing it, but it's not like a full-time thing. It's not even a job that you do, really. Mm-hmm. It's, you just kind of do it more for fun, but it influenced me enough that it was able to interest me, and I picked it up, and now it is my full-time job. Like full-time, every day I'm out there taking pictures for my job. Like it's just, I don't know. Like I wanted to talk with you guys about it because I'm having a hard time like even processing all of it, like how all the different pieces that had to kind of fall into place to make things happen the way that they did, like different people that we had to bump into at different times to make things work. And then, you picking it up as a hobby, then me picking it up as a hobby. And then, it was just crazy. So I don't know if you guys have seen or been through anything like this recently that, or I don't know what your 2 cents worth is on things. I feel like I should probably just shut up and let you guys talk for a little bit.
Well, I mean, my life changed after I did the Kessel run in 12 parsecs.
I thought it was confused. Under 12.
I'm confused what a Kessel run is, though. That's my question.
It's Kessel run.
It's Kessel, but I mean, whatever.
It's Kessel run.
Okay. Have you ever seen Star Wars?
I have.
Oh, okay. You just have a hearing impairment?
Jack, you've been really mean to me today.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, no, I mean, like that's that's super awesome. Does this business have a name? Self-promotion time.
That's one of the things that I'm doing is kind of, I'm coming to the realization that I have a business that I need to actually start treating it like a bit. Like I need to actually build a web page. I need to like really, because I mean, I made up these goofy little business cards when I first started doing shoots with models and stuff. And so all my stuff was geared towards that because that was how I got into it. Like I have nothing for the fact that I do real estate, home photography or anything. That it's like, I'm just now starting to get professional with it, where I'm printing out invoices and I'm making spreadsheets and, doing these kind of things. Cause I'm like, holy crap.
Please call your your real estate photography business, distance home photography. Please.
Oh my God. Going the distance for your photos.
Distance home photography. Going the distance for you.
All right. Home. If any listeners out there like doing graphic design, go ahead and send me some workups of some business cards and stuff, and I'll see what I can do. I like it.
Distance home photography. No, I things change, right? The daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and it's hard to pinpoint the changes when they're happening. Only when you look back on them. And I think that it's very apparent, whenever you're reminded of something that has happened or, some bigger event, to look back and be like, oh my God, you see yourself in a picture from 5 years ago and you're like, I look like what?
Yeah.
I did what? Like if I I go on YouTube and find a video of one of my old bands and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yep.
Like things, things like that. You're just like, oh man, it's hard to put into words the feeling that you get whenever you think about those things. But I think, it goes back to the episode that we talked about, nostalgia.
Yeah.
That it's almost like it's that feeling. The feeling of nostalgia is more sacred than the actual thing itself. You look back on those times with nostalgia and you feel nostalgic. But then, if you remember, like you're saying, it's not, you probably weren't that happy then. Or, you probably look back and you're like, oh, man, I was a goof. I did so many things wrong. I would change, X, Y, Z. But I think that it is very important because, you see who you were in order to make the decisions that make you who you are.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Especially so much of the, looking back and, realizing how crap your work was in the beginning, and how we all had to progress from different places and everything that, I
don't know about you. I have natural talent. All of my pictures
really
they looked really good from the start. So
well, that was the thing. Like I said, your work impressed me so much that I reached out. I was like, how are you doing this? And you're like, well, I have this camera.
Jack's ego today.
Keep stroking it. Just keep stroking it, baby. This is awesome.
I'm telling you, I work from home doing a job that I love because of some silly hobby that you had a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. I liked what you were doing so much that you go, hey, go buy this $500 camera on Amazon. And I go, okay, I'm going to do that. I didn't have money to do that. When I got the lens to do my real estate photography, I was literally going, all right, I'm going into debt to buy this, but I know that I'm talented enough that I can make this money back on this within a month. And I ordered the wrong camera lens that did not fit to my camera. And I had to send it back. And it was such a fiasco because I was like, I didn't have the money to spend in the beginning. I was like, I'm going to make this money back by doing home shoots. I know that I can get some things lined up in the office and, whatever. That it was such a risk. It was crazy.
I'm happy it's working out for you, Josh. When I invested in my gerbil breeding farm, I thought it was going to take off. And then the incident happens. There were many casualties.
Oh.
Not for a gerbil, for people.
Did you guys ever have gerbils growing up?
Oh, yeah.
You did? How many?
3.
Huh?
Oh, excuse me, what?
3.
Sorry, I had a mouthful of Frappuccino.
Is that the weirdest pet you ever had?
No.
No, what was the weirdest one you had?
My cat, Massimo.
Okay, how is a cat a weird pet?
Because my cat has this IQ of over 200. He was the type of guy that would trick my other cats. Bro, let me talk about my cats, Jack.
Yeah,
right? We all know you have the cutest
I'm
dog.
interested to hear about this psychic cat.
All right, my life is pretty much a life about cats. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways.
All right, calm yourself.
So is it Jack's ego day or Jack's being a dick day? I don't know which one it is.
They are one and the same, friend.
Yeah.
Jack's dick is his ego. All right. But anyways, like my cat would lure, we had other cats that would lure them into the cabinets and drawers and then shut the drawers on them and then would leave. Like we had cameras in the house because we didn't know what was happening to the cats. And our Massimo would open up the door, let the cat go inside there, shut the door, and then leave. And then wouldn't even lure us there or anything.
That's
until
so weird.
We heard their cries for help coming out from the doors.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think we killed one of them, but we didn't find a body.
Yikes.
That is a weird pet.
No.
How do you feel? I think the weirdest part about that story is the fact that you named your cat after a Target clothing brand.
Massimo was actually it's a popular Italian name.
It's a Target clothing brand. So,
I had a flying squirrel that I named Tissue.
It's better than any League of Legend characters.
That's true. League of Legends sucks.
But no, Jack, did you have any weird pets?
No, I wasn't allowed to have pets.
You weren't allowed to have pets?
I was very, very...
Okay, so now...
Very, very distracted. Distracted. Very, very allergic.
Oh, okay. Well, now we know. This explains a lot.
Yes, it does. It does explain
Wait,
a lot.
Josh, didn't you grow up with Jack? Didn't you know this?
No.
We grew up with him? We've known each other like... How many?
8 years.
8 years now?
9 years.
Okay.
9 years.
How did you guys meet?
You haven't heard this story? Oh my god!
I honestly thought you guys were went to school together.
He's actually my brother. It's weird.
Yeah.
Well, Josh has hair, so I don't think so.
Not for long. That's
Not
gonna
for
be
long.
that's the next trend that I'm gonna
so
follow.
Sad.
No, that's the next trend I'm following with Jack. He looks so cool without hair that I'm gonna be like, all right, what razors do you use?
I'm Gillette Fusion 5.
Then Jack just pulls out this overly exquisite Sweeney Todd razor. Just
I actually straight razor my head.
Oh, I can
blind in the shower.
Have you ever been to a place to get it straight razored?
No.
I bet that's really cool.
Bruh,
I've always wanted to do something like that, but then at the same time, I don't shave my head and I don't shave my beard. I just trim it, so I never actually have a need to.
Yeah. You should just go into a barber Deadwood style and just say, "Do me up, friend." Just sit down for a nice clean shave.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could get them to do my, just clean up the neck.
Your neck, your neck, and if you, all of that.
Just the dangerous part.
What was that? What was that song in Sweeney Todd? I do the shave to make it the pain. The one where he's going up against the Italian guy. Is that what it is? I do the shave to make it the pain. Something like that.
I have no idea.
I don't know. It was funny.
I'm not a musical
Barber
guy.
Of Fleet Street. Okay, this is where we draw the line. All right.
It was a good movie.
Speaking of Deadwood, so I'm watching Deadwood for the first time with Nicole. She's seen it before, and we're on season 3. And I've never watched a show that was so good and so boring at the same time.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. I like all the characters. Timothy Olyphant is awesome. I mean, just you get invested in each character's story arc, and I mean, everyone plays their parts so well.
Yeah,
but every episode, by the end of it, I want to sleep every single time, without fail. It's a show that I could put on and be like, all right, well, at least I know I'm going to bed in 45 minutes.
Is it like a horror show? I've never actually heard of it.
No, it's a Western.
Oh,
it's a Western drama that takes place during the what would it be?
Gold craze.
Yeah, it's right during the gold rush, whenever all the states were annexing before it was actually the United States. It was the Dakota Territory and the Montana Territory, and all of those, and the states were annexing, and they were just starting to get the telegraph across the country, and that kind of thing. and it's so good and so boring. Oh,
So how is it good and boring?
I don't know. It's a conundrum. Like
Well,
I really
was
like it,
talking-
but it's
I
just
was-
like,
Is it like a lot of talking? Is that what it is?
yes, it's just so much
It's
dialogue.
100% character development. That's what I was talking with Jack about before. Is I was like, I've fallen in love with every character for their own weird reasons. Like every single person, like has such a in-depth backstory. I mean, you're talking 20 different characters, all with super in-depth backstories that it follows along with all of them. So it's you can have some exciting things happening here and there throughout the episode, but overall, a lot of it's just like what's going on in this person's life at this point.
Most action. There's 2 action-packed moments in the entire show. First, whenever Sheriff Bullock, Timothy Olyphant's character, in like episode 4 or 5, has to fight for his life against an Indian.
Yeah.
And it was like a 1 minute long fight, and it was exhilarating. And
Yeah.
then for a like 12 episodes, a full season's worth into the second half and towards the end of season 2, spoiler alert, here it comes, a kid, well, I won't even tell you who it is, but a kid gets run over by a horse and trampled, and that's the next exciting thing that happens. So you go 12 episodes of dialogue in between the 2 most exciting things that happen in the show. But it's like one of those things where it's like you're invested and the characters are good and the acting is so good that you keep watching, but at the end you're just like,
oh, how incredible was the bike riding scene?
yeah,
Like,
I mean, it was awesome.
It was
great,
incredible.
but it
like
wasn't,
just
it wasn't,
being able to see all of these different characters that are literally haven't had baths in ages. Everyone's cranky. They've been in fights, and someone starts riding a bike, and every single character is out there smiling. Like it was such a really, really cool scene. Like I'm telling you, the people, like I have such an appreciation for this show that I never thought that I would have. Like I went into it expecting, a dirty, grungy Western, and it's not that. Like,
well, it is, but
I mean,
it's just not action.
they're constant. They got guns on their hips, but how often are they actually, pulling them? I mean, I don't know, but there's like a death in episode, but it's not.
It's not in the way that you would think.
Show.
It's not in the way that you think.
You know what's weird between Westerns and now? If you think about it, like we still have some of the same style of clothing that they had back in the Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I'm ready to bring it back.
Ups and the jackets and the vests, and I'm like, that's what I wear to like a formal dinner. And they were wearing it back.
Wicked Wild West.
Yeah.
Mainly the women. I want to bring back those dresses and those hairdos.
Why, with the fake butts? Because it like
wants
looks
to
like they all have
bring back
muscles.
the brothels.
the fake bustles, because it just makes them look like they have these like.
Josh, can you please, or Distance, can you please bring Josh back? Enough of these brothel talk.
But speaking of shows, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some actual exciting news about shows. So
yeah,
I'm not sure Luch, if you watched all of the episodes or any of them of Love, Death, and Robots.
I haven't yet, but I will, so don't spoil anything.
Ugh. So
have you seen any?
He hasn't watched any. That's just
You've watched zero?
Nope, not yet.
Why? See, this is the thing. This is the kind of shit that blows my mind.
It is. He's our resident hentai expert.
Yeah, right. This guy literally watches anime and doesn't talk to his friends and hasn't seen a new anime craze like Love, Death, and Robots. It's actually disgusting.
With lots of naked people. Like, who doesn't want that?
Anyways, Love, Death, and Robots got renewed for a second season officially. So that's coming back, and that's super exciting because I was really, really, really hopeful for that.
Definitely. It was so well done. Like, and it was so creative that the thing that hurt me the most was just it wasn't long enough. Like
each episode could have been each episode could have been its own show.
Oh, its own show, or even some of the weaker storylines. Put them into an hour and a half long movie. I'd sit through and watch it.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like each thing.
Is it a coherent story, or is it like Black Mirror, where they're all just like?
No, it's Black Mirror. It's like the anime Black Mirror, pretty much. Each episode is a different, different characters, different. The best part about it is it's all different art style. Like, so the animation is different in every single one. It's across all different genres of animation and anime. So like the the actual art and animation is different. There's one that looks like hyper realistic, like literally looks real.
Oh, like CGI, like epic CGI.
But it's animation. Think of like like cutscene. The thing I compare it to the most is cutscenes. It's like computer. It is CGI, but it's like a video game cutscene.
Yeah,
and that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them are like that. Some of them are just straight. Regular anime. A couple of them are more cartoony. Yeah, but anyway, so it's really, really awesome. All the storylines. I maybe didn't really care for 2 out of 2 or 3 episodes out of the 12 or 13, however many there were.
I mean, I probably could have ranked them from best to worst, but even the one that I would say is the worst, I still enjoyed. Like, I think I enjoyed every single one of them.
Yeah,
they were
same.
so.
Which one did you like? Which one did you like the most?
Crap, I'm gonna have to go. I'd have to go back down the list and everything. I think episode 2. I know. I'm pretty sure that you said that you did not like that one as much. I really, really enjoyed that one.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you said he didn't enjoy 2. I thought.
Are you talking about the robots one? The 3 robots?
Yes.
That's episode 2, the funny one, like the short funny one?
Yes.
That was your favorite episode?
I don't know why I enjoyed that one so much. It was just incredibly well done. I just had a lot of fun with it. And it was like, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I liked all of them. And so for so many different reasons, so many different ways, like loved all of them that it's hard for me to say, but that one I did. I had fun. I rewatched that one multiple times with different people going, you got to check out this Love, Death, Robot show. Watch this episode right here. That was the one that I did to kind of introduce them to it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm looking through the episode list. My favorite one was the first one, the very first one, Sunny's Edge.
The very first one was so good.
God. That one and The Witness was really good too. That was really good. This was like very realistic.
Which one do you think I would like? Let's ask that question.
You just watch the first one. You go in and watch the first one and you see if you like it, and then you go from there. But that was my favorite.
Go to the next one. And then if you don't like that one, you just go to the next one. And you do that for 15 of them because I guarantee you're going to like at least one out of the 15.
Yeah. The vampire one was good. The werewolf one was pretty good.
Yeah.
There was a couple
isn't that supposed to be about robots? Where the hell are there vampires and werewolves?
What are you talking about?
You watch the show.
It's just the name of the show. It's not. Each thing is its own thing.
Yeah.
Does it all take place during like the same time period?
No,
they're completely unrelated. So basically,
each episode has nothing to do with the other.
Yeah, if I knew that we were going to talk about this, I'd have all my information pulled up because I actually did research on this. But it's basically like this guy wanted to build a something like, if I have any of my facts right, it'll be a miracle. But basically, he was wanting to build a team of graphic artists and designers and CGI people outside of Disney, Pixar, Illumination, that kind of stuff. He wanted to do more adult type situations. So he had all these different teams work on, he's like, give me a 15-minute, basically kind of like a pilot episode. Like, just introduce me to a character, have a little storyline, and then boom, that's episode 1. And then this team over here, team B.
Tim Miller, by the way.
Yeah.
The guy who did Deadpool and,
Oh, so they're only like 15 minutes each?
Yeah, they're very short.
They're really, really short. And like I said, all of them are done by a different director, different writer, different, artist, completely different storyline. That's what makes it fun, is that they're all very different. I think that's the one thing that kind of separates it from, well, I don't know. I don't know how much similarity the Black Mirror episodes and stuff, like if they have some of the same people revolve, because I know like with Black Mirror, the thing that is fun about that is, it's a different storyline each time. So if you do have an episode that you're not the biggest fan of, like I would honestly say in season 1,
very similar.
Yeah, like season 1, the first and second episode, are probably some of my least favorite out of anything that Black Mirror has ever put out. But episode 3 blew my mind, and that's
Which one
when I was
episode
hooked.
3?
Episode 3 was the contact lens that could record and play back memories or things that it had seen.
Well, that was actually one of my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that one. See, that's what's cool about
I hated that
something
one.
like this. Okay, so you guys are both dumb, and I know that now. So you got the actor from Rock and Rolla. You're taking a concept of something that is so
it's
easily
terrible.
conceivable.
That whole story is terrible.
How is it terrible?
You're talking about the contact lens one where the thing is implanted where they can the guy finds out that his like wife has been lying to him.
80% of all Black Mirror episodes, by the way.
Well, no, just the fact of it.
It's
like what Black Mirror does is it could show you how, you can get sucked into some of these, different technological advances.
The bottom line of that episode
was
if they didn't have the technology, he wouldn't have ever found out that his wife was cheating on him.
Well, it was.
So
not
it's like,
even that.
great that you have the technology, but heck, guess what? Here's this just uprooted your life. Sorry.
But not even as much that was the fact that he was replaying every little aspect of his life looking for things. He was looking think of how many people in that same exact situation that nothing was going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing he did look.
All I know.
You know what
I enjoy that episode a whole lot.
Do you guys remember the episode with the girl was in a car with a guy and the guy ran a person over and they hid the body?
Yes.
I love that episode where she just these domino effect of deaths. And then it's like, well, looks like she blinded and killed the baby. Let's go to the hamster.
Spoiler alert on that one as well. Like that one is the one that I hear people talk about the most as being like one of the most scarring episodes on people. Yeah. But that one, that was crazy.
But that one was built more on human emotion and not as much on technology.
It was the technology to read memories.
Yeah, but
that was the only reason they were able to find anything out.
That, though.
Huh?
She wasn't the one using the machine. The machine is what caught her in the end, but they didn't really play too much on the machine itself, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like.
I mean, speaking of Black Mirror, new season of that just came out.
Yes, and have you guys watched any of it?
Yes. I haven't watched any of them because
Luch, you watched one?
Yes, I watched the first one.
Awesome. Okay, well, I do want to talk about this, but then there are spoilers that I don't want Jack to know yet. I just want you to know, Luch, that I would not abandon you. I'm just saying that friends are friends for life, and that we don't give up on friends.
So how about situation? How about you want to go play some virtual reality Street Fighter with me?
Fuck yeah!
Oh my god.
You'll know what that means, Jack.
So much fun.
Just imagine me and Josh in that situation.
I read the meme. Okay, I get it. I know.
Wait, Josh. Who's playing as Miyuki? Is that me or you? That's you, right? Yeah, you Miyuki. You can be Miyuki.
Sure. I don't know.
I'll be Ken.
I want to be the big polar bear.
Hell no.
That character looks
all right. Back on task here. The new season came out, so people are talking about that. Also, within the next few months, we'll have a new season of Castlevania, which I'm very excited about.
All right, so you guys both like Castlevania?
Castlevania is amazing. Are you kidding me?
I have not watched any of it yet. So how many seasons? Tell me about this show. Why should I watch it? What's going on?
Okay, Castlevania, did you... Excuse me.
Can Luch explain it to me?
No, he cannot.
This
is my thing. This is my thing. You will let me have this.
Stroking the ego.
No. Castlevania, did you never play the game? Nintendo game?
I mean like the super, super old one.
Yeah. For the original.
No, wait, did I play? I think I played, which one? There may have been one for the Xbox.
Was it a side-scrolling platform?
Yes.
Okay, if you played the
newer one that I played too.
Yes, there was one on Nintendo 64, Castlevania on 64, that was kind of like a Resident Evil style, like over the shoulder looking one. The original for Nintendo. You play as which was it Trevor Belmont in that too? It wasn't Trevor. It was a Belmont.
No, I don't think it was Trevor Chives. Chives, you got
You got a second
you got
there?
this?
So
Yeah, let's
look
see.
it up for us. Yeah. Anyways, you play, and the idea is you're killing bats and vampires and ghouls and skeletons and trying to kill Dracula, right? That's the idea. The show is
Simon Belmont.
Simon Belmont. Okay, so the show centers around Trevor Belmont, who's a descendant of the main character of the video game, and his family is the oldest, most prestigious monster hunter family in the world.
Okay.
And the show centers around him and his obstinance and douchebaggery, because he's kind of a prick, but him partnering up with a couple other people, including somebody that's very surprising. I won't spoil it. In a stake to stop Dracula's army from pretty much taking over the world.
Oh.
And the backstory there is, and this is really, really cool, is that Dracula was not always evil. Dracula fell in love with a human woman, and she taught him to not care for the humans, but study them and help them and teach them, because he's this ultra genius and super smart and been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And the church at the time murders her for witchcraft, and that's what sets Dracula off. So
gotcha.
And then he kind of just goes crazy, gets old and goes crazy, and needs to be stopped. And yeah,
Dandy, I didn't know Simon was Trevor's son. I didn't actually know that.
Wait, Simon is Trevor's son?
Yeah, Simon is Trevor's son.
I thought it was the other way.
No, right here, Simon is Trevor's son.
Spoiler alert.
Cool.
Yeah, Simon Belmont appears as the son of Trevor Belmont, and grandson.
Does he have the kid Simon with Cypher? That's the question.
Ooh, I don't know.
Is Cypher Simon's mother?
I don't know that. Hang on.
Okay. Anyways, Josh, it's a really awesome show about vampires and undead creatures, and
but it'll be cool because I'm about to finish Deadwood, because I'm right there. Same with you guys, and as soon as I finish that, I'm gonna need something else to kind of have as my show while I edit my pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's only 2 seasons. The first season's only 4 or 5 episodes.
Oh,
the second one's 8. But the animation's excellent. The voice acting is awesome. The guy who plays the voice of Trevor Belmont is Richard Armitage, which is the guy that played the dwarf. I can never remember his name. What is his name?
In
the dwarf in The Hobbit. The main dwarf.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know what you're talking
I can't
about.
remember his name.
What he's like the. No, that's in the Lord of the Rings. I'm talking about the one in the Hobbit series.
Gollum.
Talk on it. Yes, that's the dwarf that I'm talking about. It is
Sam.
Thorin Oakenshield in the Hobbit. Yes, it's his voice that plays Trevor, which is really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the animation is awesome. The voice actors are awesome, and it's just centered around vampires and undead shit. So.
Excellent.
It's
so
a very good
watching.
It's a very good show to go into.
Yeah.
The next D&D campaign. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack, and I'm sorry. Christopher Belmont was the first one, not Simon.
Oh, okay.
Simon was the one after that. Simon's the son of Christopher. Christopher is the son of Trevor. And yes, Sifa is the mom.
Sypha is the mom.
name, yeah.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Awesome. Anyways, awesome. So
what is Luch watching in the midst of all this? Like while we're
Anime at lunch.
spending our day.
Jack is wrong. Right now, me and my wife are watching Danganronpa.
Danganronpa. What is it?
Danganronpa. Mm-hmm. It's an anime about hope and despair. Pretty much, it's based on a video game. Where you guys remember Phoenix Wright, right?
No.
The detective video game, or the lawyer video game.
No.
No, Josh, do you know what that is?
I do not know at all.
Anyways, so this is a anime about 16 students are locked in a school that's boarded up, windows down. They can't see to the outside, no phones, no nothing. They don't know what's going on. Then this little bear guy comes up and he's like, "Hey guys, hang on, hold on. All right." He's like, "Hey guys, look, like it sucks that you guys are here, but look, I'll let you guys out if you kill one of your people, right? If you murder one of your if you murder one of your classmates or murder someone." And the guys are like, "No, we ain't gonna murder no one." But he's like, "All right, guys, it's been like a couple days. You haven't murdered anybody. So tell you what." And then he shows them like some evidence that makes all of them want to leave, right? So now there's like, tense. It's intense now. People are like, crap, I got to get out of here. Anyways, so it's again one of those domino effects where people just keep on dying due to circumstances or reasons. And what happens is the person who murders someone, right? Mm-hmm. If they murder someone and the people don't guess who the murderer is, then that person gets to leave and all of the classmates die.
Oh my goodness. This has gotten so confusing to me.
Okay.
So when somebody dies, right?
Yes.
When someone's murdered,
you got to guess who killed them.
Yeah, they hold a trial, right? To see who killed it. If they get it right, that person is executed, the murderer. If they
I thought they get to leave.
Yeah, no, that's if you kill someone, you get to leave. So you got to kill someone and not let anyone know, and then you get to leave.
But if you're found out during the trial, you get executed. But if they don't guess who it is, if they're wrong, everybody else dies except for the murderer.
Wow.
Okay.
So basically, as the murderer, you're killing the entire room for yourself to live. That's basically the only way that it can go down is you have to basically everyone in the room has to die except for one person. Only one person can escape.
Only one person can escape. Yep.
Okay. When was this made?
2011. You think?
Oh, okay. Because they made a horror movie about that in The Office. Do you remember that? And it was called The Experiment or
yes, with what's his name? The guy
the Belko Experiment.
Yes, that was a good movie. Yeah, I like that. 2010. Sorry,
same concept though.
Yeah, 2010. This came out.
Well, that one just seemed like. I mean, was that a last man standing kind of situation?
No.
No. It's either like you kill everybody and someone leaves, or pretty much find the person behind it and kill them first. One of the students is the evil person.
Wait, in your anime, he's talking about the movie.
Oh, sorry.
Right?
My bad.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I was asking in the movie, like if it was the same situation as only one person was going to be able to leave.
No. Well, at the beginning, they say if all you have to do is murder one of your coworkers, and everybody's like, no. But then nobody does, and then they say, well, there's chips in your head that if you don't kill somebody by this time, like we're going to start executing.
So everyone just has to kill one person, and you're good to go.
Correct.
See, I like that idea. Just killing one person.
But then they don't do it. So then they don't do it, and then they like up it to like they have to kill 2 people, and then 10 people, or and then they start blowing people's heads off. And
they have great actors in there too. They have a lot of good actors.
So, Jack, on the Jacko-meter, what would you give that movie?
Mm-hmm. The Belko Experiment, it's about a 6.5 or a 7.
I'd say 7
out of 7.
Yeah, no, 6.5 or a 7 out of 10.
Oh, out of 10. Okay.
Or if we do my Jacko-meter out of 5, wait, did I do that for goodness or for scare? I don't remember.
Yeah, because it was the horror meter thing. We wanted to do scary meter level or
Jack-o'-lantern meter. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. Not scary. It's not scary. It's thrilling. So if I'm doing a 1 to 5 Jack-o'-lantern scare-o-meter, it's about a 1.5 to 2.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But speaking of Jack-o'-lantern and that meter, It Part 2 comes out this year.
Yeah. Do we have a date? Is it around Halloween, I'm assuming?
I'm pretty sure it's around Halloween.
Yeah.
And
so we don't have a clown holiday, do we?
No, we do not.
That's sad.
That's going to be like a 4, if not 5. Comes out on September 6th, actually, 2019. and the cast is absolutely excellent. The trailer looks very scary.
Awesome.
So good.
I love what they did with the trailer. They kind of just like gave us, for the most of it, it's just kind of like one whole scene instead of like bits
Oh
and
my
pieces.
God. It scared me more than like, I thought the part of like, the lady jumping out would be scary, but it was like just seeing her peek out from the entrance and then just walk across. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's scary. If you guys don't know, you have Bill Hader, who was just excellent. James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Bill Skarsgård. It's still, it's scary. It's going to be a 4
from Stranger Things.
Wait, no, they were in the first one.
I had him on the IMDb, so I thought he made an appearance.
Well, they're gonna like show flashbacks.
Flashback. Yeah.
But that's gonna be a 4. The first one was a 4.5 on a Jackometer at least. It might even hit 5. It is a scary movie.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Stranger Things, are you guys fans?
Oh yeah. We're gonna binge it on the 4th probably,
and have that opening party.
The 4th, does it come out July 4th?
It does come out July 4th.
Ooh, excellent.
On July 4th.
There's so many different things coming from different angles. Like our Discord is basically movie trailer central, that it's just like movie trailers getting posted in there constantly, that I can't keep track of when anything comes out. It's just like all of a sudden I'll be like, oh crap, that movie's already in theaters. Crap. Like I still haven't seen John Wick 3.
Ugh. John Wick 3 so good. Godzilla so good.
Really? I need to do a back-to-back John Wick Godzilla or Godzilla John Wick day.
Oh, they're both so good. Man, I absolutely loved Godzilla. It was it was excellent.
Just be scum and just hop to another theater during after your movie's over.
That is a good idea. I just got to figure out a way, because the kids, I think my oldest would probably like Godzilla. He hasn't gotten to like the whole John Wick thing yet. Though I'm telling you, next time we do a Marvel episode on here, I'm bringing on my oldest kid, because he knows more about that stuff than I do at this point.
That's funny.
His daily discussions are just, well, Dad, what do you think was the most emotionally taxing part for this character in Endgame? Like, what? Like, I just liked all the flashy shit when people were jumping out of portals and stuff. Like, what are you talking about?
He's concerned with the emotional toll that it takes on people,
People go boom.
It's absolutely crazy. He enjoys that kind of stuff so much with characters. Like, he knows more about the actors that are playing it and why different ones are, their contracts are ending, all of this kind of stuff. He is up to date on everything. It's crazy.
Good for him.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Josh, can we get an update on little brother Josh? What kind of adventure he's on right now?
What are you talking about?
Little brother Josh. Who is little brother Josh?
We had him on the podcast.
My actual little brother.
Yeah.
His name is not Josh. His name is
Jake. I know, the little brother to Josh, little brother Josh.
I got you. I was so confused. I don't know what I was thinking. Yes. So my brother Jacob, he is in Korea still. Because I think when he was on the podcast, he had a month-long visit, basically, that was like, so he's teaching over there, and he had like a month that he was able to come back home and everything. And so actually my parents are planning to visit him. What they're going to do is they're going to fly out to Korea, hang out with him for like a week, and then they're all three going to fly back together when his whole teaching session is done in September.
Literally Indiana Jones. like I'm just imagining him, like, he's saying he's teacher, he's at his college up there doing a
he's actually artifact hunting in the jungles.
Yeah, right. He's just like inside these like Korean ruins, right? Running away from the North Koreans who have a base in the ruins, right?
Dodging boulders, getting hit with poison darts.
But he's got like a more modern whip. It's like a like a Castlevania whip, which makes
Morningstar.
Like Indiana Jones. Yeah,
he falls in like snake pits all the time, and he's just like, I hate snakes. It's always got to be
Yeah, so
space.
I don't know. He keeps telling me that he's got stories and he can't wait to come home to fill us in on everything. So I'm sure like once he gets back in town, that should be like the end of September. So probably like early October episode, we'll be able to have him back on for a recap of the past 6 months of his life in Korea,
good.
and you guys can enjoy that.
Sounds good. Let's keep it rolling here with movies coming out. I'm just gonna kind of like bang down through the list here. I posted a trailer of a horror comedy the other day called Ready or Not. Looks really
saw that.
good. Looks good / interesting. I'm looking forward to that. It reminds me a lot of the kind of satirical comedy horror movie. Not really comedy, I guess. Not really. But it was You're Next. You guys remember that? I don't know if either of you saw that.
Oh God, remind me. It sounds so familiar.
It's where the family is having like a family reunion up in the woods in their parents' cabin, and all of a sudden like these people in animal masks start like attacking them from outside. And
no, I never saw
killing
that.
them one at a time. They have like the bunny, the pig, the wolf, like the white. Really, you don't remember that? Like,
I mean, I remember. I know what you're talking about, but I did not see that movie.
Anyway,
I think I'm mixing it up with The Strangers.
Oh yeah, you probably are. Yeah, The Strangers Pray at Night. No, so that movie's coming out later. You have the sequel to The Shining coming out called Doctor Sleep.
Yeah,
with
that was
Ewan McGregor.
Really interesting because I mean, when did The Shining come out? That was the 70s, right?
Oh yeah, 77.
Yeah. So since then, like, I don't think anyone's ever been like, "Hey, we need a sequel to The Shining."
Yeah, no, I mean nobody would have seen it coming
weird.
other than the fact that it's based on the novel. That's a sequel.
Who's making this movie?
What do you mean? Like who's directing it?
Yeah, Doctor Sleep. Yeah,
it's Mike Flanagan, which I mean, I don't know if you recognize him or not. He did like things like the Oculus, Ouija.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, Haunting of Hill House.
Did they give any like description on how far into the future the sequel is?
Yeah, of course. It takes place. It's like 35 or 40 years into the future. It's the main character is the kid from The Shining.
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor plays. Dan is his name. Yeah, Danny Torrance. He plays Danny, the kid.
Dude, man, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that movie because, like,
40 years.
Not see the trailer yet?
The Shining scared me,
dude, and that's what the thing is. Like, maybe that scared me when I was like younger or whatever.
That's what I'm saying, though.
We watched it. We watched it this past. Nicole and I watched it actually this past Halloween. Not on Halloween, but like as part of Spooky Month, and it's not scary. It really isn't. It's just not scary at all.
But it's like, that movie came out, however long ago. And when I first watched it, I was a youngin', and it terrified me. I remember the bathtub scene like it was yesterday.
With the old lady?
Yes. Oh, God.
Oh, that was so awesome.
But so this takes place 40 years in the future with, Ewan McGregor as now older Dan Torrance. And it's about that whole thing. So people probably didn't expect it, but it looks interesting, and he's a really good actor. So we'll see.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm excited for every movie, all the time. Anything coming out, like something new that I had thought of before. Like, ooh, that sounds awesome. Like, I'm excited for that. Like
Spider-Man Far From Home in just under like 3 weeks.
That I'm definitely pumped for, and that'll be one that I go see probably opening weekend in theater because Kaysen is driving me nuts to go see that one. He's very excited.
Yeah,
Let's see. Ooh, so other one, the new Joker.
Yes,
that one is so interesting to me.
I have very, very, very mixed feelings about it.
Yes!
Just because it's not
the origin story one.
Yeah. It's just called Joker. I mean, it's not fitting into really anything as far as the timeline goes, or the rest of the DC universe. It's a standalone film, kind of like how Marvel did Logan with with Hugh Jackman. It was the same Wolverine, but it like took place in a different timeline where it's years in the future, and other things didn't really matter. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah, no, it really is. Like, I mean, because I watch it and it's like, okay, I like Joker. I really wanted to dig more into his past. Joaquin Phoenix is incredible. Like, dude
He's a
is
nut. He's a
such
nut.
a psychopath, like in himself, that it's like, okay, that could work really good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like watching the trailer, it's like, I don't know, like this, it's so out there that I am more excited for it than I am like kind of turned off by it. But I really have no idea what to expect from,
Yeah,
which I think
I
is
really don't.
pretty fun. Um, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of DC films, right? Robert Pattinson got announced as, as the new
Batman.
Batman, and
Yeah.
they announced like what villains are going to be in the movie. You have like your classics, Catwoman, Penguin, the Riddler.
Ooh, I hadn't seen that. So they're going like
Yeah,
old school
old school.
original.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is crazy again because now you're restarting the Batman franchise, but like, is he going to fit in with the already established and continuing Aquaman? Like they're making another Aquaman
Yeah.
movie. Wonder Woman 1984 comes out next year,
Mm-hmm.
and all of these other characters are remaining the same. The Birds of Prey movie with Margot Robbie and all those new female DC villains, that's coming
Mm-hmm.
out. They're rebooting Suicide Squad. And it's like the DC universe is in such disarray with all of
Yeah.
this stuff that like we have no idea where everything's going to fit in.
Yeah. Well, and so I recently, the other day, I watched Aquaman with my parents. And as I was watching it, like
You realized
we
how bad Amber Heard is.
well so what's crazy though is just the fact of I have been all up over Marvel's dick. Like over all the movies they put out recently have
Yeah.
just blown my mind, have been incredible. But then I watched Aquaman and I was like, "Oh, this is who this movie is made for, is my parents." They're not looking for this emotionally taxing movie that Marvel typically
Yeah,
does,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
powerful, that has a lot of storyline, that is using crap from the comic. No, it was just Aquaman was like crazy CGI, some goofy one-liners, and
yeah.
some fun, crazy shit. And it was like my parents enjoyed the hell out of it. And I was like, oh, like my mom, her favorite movie is The Mummy. Like
With
hands down,
Brendan Fraser.
favorite
Yes.
movie in the world is The Mummy. Like that's her
I
movie.
mean,
And so
let's be real. Like, The Mummy is a great movie. Like, it's awesome.
yes,
It's
but
classic.
as when you're talking about the entire catalog of movies
No,
in the
no,
entire
absolutely
world,
not. Yeah, absolutely not.
that's what she likes. And so I've kind of played around in my head, why is DC not doing the same thing? And then I was like, you know what, like maybe DC isn't wanting to be the same thing that Marvel is in this area. Maybe
No,
they're doing their kind of
it's
movies
not
for
that they're
other
not
people.
wanting to do that. It's that they can't. It's that they've tried and they can't do it. Everybody shits on Justice League. I mean, in some tokens, rightfully so. But like the problem with it always has been is that they try to be Marvel. They try to
Mhm.
do the dark emotional thing when people just want, in general, they just want that flashy stuff. Like you said, your mom, too, they enjoyed it.
There's some
I
times
just
where
I
yeah.
just couldn't get over the fact that as soon as I noticed it, Amber Heard blinks 65,000 times a second. She just never stops blinking ever. And as
I'm gonna
soon as
have to
you
look for that.
and as soon as you look for it, it's like you can't not see it. She just talks and blinks while she's talking, and then and every time she blinks, it's multiple times at a time instead of just once like a normal person. And
Yeah.
she's just so bad at what she does that it's so distracting. Not to like separate the fact that like the storyline makes no sense, and the CGI like for Ornn's army, like the white and blue like
Yeah.
suits, they look like Power Ranger suits, but like a worse version.
Well,
But
there's
like,
it's
look,
just
look,
all
look,
over the place. Like even the main bad guy, like at the beginning, Aquaman's leaving them alone, and they're like, "No, you're gonna fight us." And Aquaman beats the shit out of him. They're like,
yeah,
"We're gonna we're gonna chase you down for the rest of our lives because
yeah.
you fought us." And he's like, "I was trying to lead fucking boat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right?
there's so much silly stuff like that it was, but at the same time, like I said, they had such a good time with it that I was like, oh crap, like, because I've been trying to find, they're always asking me for movie recommendations, and I was like, you know what, maybe I need to get so I got Justice League for them and stuff, and I was like, I enjoyed this, but I was like, you may actually enjoy it even more than me, because I found every single plot hole in this thing that you're gonna be able to easily forgive.
Yes.
That it was.
Yeah, they'll love it. It'll be awesome. There's everybody collaborating, all the cool moments. I mean, that was one huge thing for me, is that Aquaman took place after Justice League, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't Aquaman call the rest of the Justice League and end the war in like a split second?
Because he didn't want to fight anyone to begin with. He just
wanted
to
We're
go...
talking about his, his pseudo brother who's like, we're taking the fight to the surface. They need to recognize we're part of this world, and that we got to stop littering. And like, all Aquaman has to do is go like, hey, Superman, we have a problem in the ocean. And Superman's like, what problem? And he's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah. It's
like no sense was made during any of that. Like, he has all of these super friends, and it was like the world depended on Aquaman in that moment.
Well, maybe we just don't know what happened during that time. Maybe the next movie is gonna show where those guys were at, and maybe they were, out in outer space doing something.
Yeah.
Who knows? Outer space is cool. Lots of people like to go there.
I like to go to outer space.
Are you guys excited about Zombieland 2?
Yeah, sure. When's that? That's not until next year too, though, right?
Wait, Zombieland 2?
No, that one
with the
release date October the 11th.
It is coming out this year? Nice.
Wait, what?
That's what Google
Zombieland 2 with Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg and Emma Stone.
Oh my god, I didn't know they were making another one. I thought it was...
I swear sometimes you have like all the knowledge in the world, and other times it's like you live under a rock.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
So we need to probably just have a tutorial on how to unmute your Discord.
Use a computer or a cell phone? Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
Because yes, on occasion we have goofballs who post stupid stuff in our Discord, and I'll pick up my phone and I'll look at it. And I'll be like,
why did I pick up my phone?
For this
yeah,
shit.
That's me.
No, but I'm happy they're making a second one. I like Zombieland.
I know which one you're talking about. The zombie one with Adam Driver and Bill Murray, right? It looks good.
That one.
It's like how I imagine the world actually would be if, like, zombies. He's like, well, there's only one thing it could be: zombies.
Yeah, like every zombie movie takes place outside of the universe where like we know about zombies, so like nobody knows what to do.
Seen a movie or read a book.
What is happening? Why are they eating us? Why are they coming back to life?
I shot it like 30 times in the chest, and it's still coming at me. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should throw my gun at it.
It's like every single zombie movie takes place where George Romero never made anything.
No, zombies don't exist. No such thing as fantasy or undead stuff. Michael Jackson never made Thriller.
Yeah, but I love Adam Driver's character. He's like, oh my god, what was that thing? The zombie. Shoot it in the head.
That one's gonna be super, super good. I'm very excited. And then what was the Crawl? That one's right.
Oh my god, every Floridian nightmare.
No, man, that's awesome. I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be suspenseful and scary. Barry Pepper, my man Barry Pepper, is in that movie as the dad. He's gonna just be underwater, submerged, getting chomped on, nibbled at. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a bad, good movie, just like The Meg was.
Yeah,
it needed to be Jason Statham.
That's a continuation of The Meg. Speaking of that, they're making a Meg too.
Oh,
they're making a Meg too. That's happening. Oh yeah, that movie did really, really well in the theater.
I'm definitely gonna make a second one. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like anything breathtaking, but enjoyed.
You gotta watch those movies knowing what you're getting yourself into, and not expect anything else out of it. You don't go in expecting for this like amazing story-driven, emotional movie. You're like, no, this is a big ass shark movie. This is gonna be awesome.
Now, Crawl is the gator's just a regular gator, right? Because of just flooding, right? So that's why it's more. Yeah, there's no genetically enhanced.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no plot holes at all because in Florida, every house has a basement. So like definitely you would definitely get into a basement in Florida. You know, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no plot holes.
Dad,
Dad, are you down here? Are you down here submerged in the basement? It's flooding. No, we're not. I'm not in the basement. I'm actually out in the yard. We don't have a basement.
Unless it's one of those houses that's the 3 stories with the bottom being like the garage and everything under there.
No, there's no such thing as a storm cellar in Florida.
No, it's not a cellar, but it's the houses that are that have like the top 2 stories are the living area, and then they have a bottom that's similar to a
but
basement.
That's not like that's not a basement though, because it's at ground level. Basement literally means below ground level.
What it means, I don't know.
No, it's like a crawl space underneath there. That would be so filled with, I mean, literally every type of insect and creature. If you have a crawl space, that's why every house in Florida, well, not every, but most houses in Florida are actually laid on stone slabs with no crawl space.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Because cockroaches are such a big problem. Ground shifting, snakes, I mean, rodents. Yeah.
I think I think Crawl would be a good movie.
Speaking of roaches,
rodents. We were talking about gerbils earlier. Gerbils and cats.
Yes.
And that Jack never had any pets, and this is why he is the way that he is.
Can we get some sad music, please?
Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you about things. When I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed with severe asthma and allergies to pretty much every living creature. My mother took that to the extreme and put me in a bubble. To where I lived until I was the ripe old age of 18. And one day, she left the knife from my lunch too close to the bubble, and I was able to get my hands on it. And as I sliced through the plastic, exposing myself to the outside air, breathing in what I had missed for 10 years, I knew that it was time to run. And as I crawled out of the bubble and gripped the freedom that was now mine, I ran and never looked back. I got about a quarter mile until my allergies overtook me and I was rushed to the hospital, to the emergency room, where I was placed back in the bubble, where I still live today.
With your dog.
Isn't that the movie Bubble Boy?
No, that was actually the episode of Jerry Seinfeld, the Bubble Boy.
No relation.
No relation.
That's crazy. No, I had all kinds of weird pets.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was obviously a farce, right? But I was tested very heavily when I was a child for all different kinds of allergies, and they lay you down on your stomach and make a grid on your back, and then they prick you in each little box with a different thing to see what kind of like welts. And it turned out that I was allergic to everything, like legitimately every living thing. Like I was allergic to grass, pollen, cats, dogs, trees, like anything that I like to do outside, I was allergic to.
That's
so
crazy.
And that went along with asthma, and so like the thought of having pets, not only was it an expense, but it's also a risk. You know what I'm saying? So for a long time, I didn't have a pet. It wasn't an option. And then I kind of like, when I grew older, I was like, man, I'm going to just take Claritin every day and I'm going to get a pet. And I got a cat, and then every cat that I owned was an asshole, and that whole thing. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a dog because I've always wanted a dog. And that was 4 years ago. And here we are.
So you're still taking Claritin?
No. I grew out of my allergies. And I don't have to carry an inhaler. However, I've had an asthma attack in the past like 5 years. But I don't carry an inhaler on me. Nicole has really bad asthma, so if I ever like ran into a problem, she would have one that I could just puff.
Well, no, it's interesting because I mean I heard something the other day talking about the reason that they believe that people have peanut allergies is basically not getting enough peanuts in their diet early on, like or some kind of thing like that they were able to almost rid people of peanut allergies by microdosing them with peanuts, which is crazy. I mean, because I know that there's some people that like you can't even do that with because they'll freaking die, and it's
I can't eat
too
pumpkin
late for them or whatever. Wait, you're allergic to pumpkin?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this kid never had pets and can't eat pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. This is why he is the way that he is. See, I wanted to have this episode to let people know who I was as a person, and we are finding out so much more about you.
I know, right?
This
Like,
poor
it's
little
like
petless kid
he was one
that can't eat pumpkin pie.
He was one pumpkin spice latte away, man. Like, it's like,
you know what though is that because I've had pumpkin pie, and it's
Can we just
terrible.
end the podcast before you say that next statement? Because
No,
I
it's
know what you're going to say.
terrible.
You just lost all of our listeners. They're like, well, I can't.
I can feel.
Luckily, no. You know what's crazy? It's what's crazy is I'm actually glad that I'm allergic to pumpkin pie because I can't eat that awful atrocity of food. I would
You're
much
just saying that
rather
because
have.
you really can't eat it. It makes
No,
you
I really can't. No, and I would much rather have a crisp homemade apple pie.
Well, apple pie is delicious, but
destroy
pumpkin
some
pie
cheesecake, bro.
is
I mean,
incredible.
we're not talking about cheesecake because cheesecake's not a pie; it's a cake. So we're talking about pies, and apple is the king of the pie. If we're talking about cakes, cheesecake is the king of the cake.
I don't know, man. Key lime's up there for me.
I mean, key lime is a great pie. However, the consistency of key lime pie does not keep it in the same category of pies. It goes to the cake.
Okay,
it is
bro.
Just like a cheesecake.
No. All right,
it is
so
just
then
like a
French
cheesecake.
silk pie is best pie. Okay, apple pie. No, bro. It's all about that French silk.
No. You know why? Because a pie consists of something that's baked inside a crust.
Yeah.
And
So
if you're using
cherry or a cream,
and if you are talking about anything that is custard based without a crust on the top and the bottom, you are considering it a cake. I don't care what it's called. You can wrap it up with whatever bow you want, but it's not a pie.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I understand what you're trying to say, that as far as this argument goes, that we're only discussing fruit pies with the crust on top. And so if you want to have a discussion about that, but yeah, all those other things, they are technically pies. Like you can have a chocolate ganache pie. It's not a chocolate ganache. Well, I mean, you can have both. I guess.
Like I said, you can call it whatever you want. It doesn't make it
hold
in the
on.
category.
Okay, a pie by definition is a baked food having a filling of fruit, meat, pudding, vegetables, or custard, cream jelly, or the like in a pastry-lined pan or dish, often topped with a pastry crust. So a French silk pie is in that category.
Does it have a crust on top?
It said
it doesn't matter if it has a crust on top.
No. It has to have a crust on top. I don't. What are you reading? Wikipedia? What are you reading? Wikipedia?
Then a custard pie. No, bro. This is dictionary.com. This is legit.
No. All right. You know it's legit when you read dictionary.com because anybody can put anything on there. So I mean that definitely works.
I'm just gonna say my vote goes to cherry pie.
There's no hope left for him.
She's my cherry pie.
It's Caleb's special cream pies that are my second favorite.
Oh, bro, speaking of pies, man, I just saw an eggnog custard pie.
That's absolutely disgusting. Never say those combination of words again.
I love eggnog so much. Can it be Christmas again so I can get drunk off eggnog?
What did he say? I can't hear him. It's so weird. It's so weird. Where it's Luch, hello? Did you say something about a pie that you weren't supposed to?
Did you mute him?
You can't silence the custard. Oh, bro, you know what's fucking good at flan, dude? Fucking love it. Quit muting.
You don't get to speak. You don't get to say those words and then continue to speak in this show.
Oh my god.
You're
Wait,
done.
Do you not like custard? Is that what it is?
No, custard's fine.
Oh, do you like flan?
Oh my god. Keep saying that word. I'm just going to keep muting you.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Disgusting.
Josh, do you like flan?
Oh my God. Say it again. I dare you to say it again.
I don't remember the last time that I've had it. I don't even know what it tastes like anymore. It's been too long.
It's flan. It tastes like flan.
I have a funny story about cakes.
A bad experience.
So you guys know that I have children. When you have children, you have to do this thing, which is called go to other kids' birthday parties sometimes.
Sounds terrible.
I had this long-running joke for years that every time we would go to a birthday party and a kid would get a cookie cake, I would poke somebody and go, if a parent buys a kid a cookie cake, they don't love their kid. Like if a parent actually loves their kid, they buy it a real Publix cake. Like hands down, that's the way it goes. For my birthday and for Father's Day, my parents got me a cookie cake. They had never heard me make this joke. They had never heard, because they never came to the kids' birthday parties.
Right.
They had never heard this joke in my life. They never gave me cakes ever in my life. And somehow this year on my birthday and on Father's Day, they came home with cookie cakes. And oh my God, friends were giving me so much shit because they're like,
I can imagine.
Did you seriously get a cookie? It's like, yes.
Yes, your parents don't love you. I'm sorry to tell you.
Right?
Hold on, Jack. I gotta ask. So, is there something about egg custard you don't like? Is that what it is?
All right, are we still on this, man? Are we still talking about this? This is just next. You're going to tell me that you like Brussels sprouts.
What's wrong with Brussels sprouts?
Okay,
saute them in the pan.
So weird. Every time somebody brings up something that I just don't like, they just go away. It's so weird.
Wait, was this the bonus level podcast or the Jack bonus level?
This is the Jack appreciation episode. So stop talking about shitty food.
Gotcha.
So, do you eat your apple pie with cheese?
What? What? Wait, are you chaotic evil right now? Like, what is this shit?
No, I'm sure you guys have at least heard of that.
What? No.
You don't put a Kraft single on your apple pie?
Oh my God, be gone. Be gone. Be gone. You are out.
What is that?
What are you talking about?
I don't do it. But I know that I've seen.
You don't do it. Oh yeah, now we believe you for sure.
No,
look this shit up.
How have you guys not heard of it? Did you guys see the movie Thank You for Smoking?
Oh my God, Jack, it's a real thing.
Yes,
I'm sure
it's a real thing. I didn't make it up.
Josh, you weren't lying. It's literally a Kraft single.
That's absolutely disgusting.
What?
It's so weird.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a trend or anything, but that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I wasn't sure if like you guys had tried it and liked. I've never actually. Look,
I actually understand the kind of the science behind it, right? Yeah, because like think about like charcuterie plate, you have cheese and meat and fruit, and apples with like a cheese and a cracker, they actually taste good together. So that's the concept, right? You have the crust, you have which is the bread.
But these are like marinated sweet apples.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same concept, and that's where it's coming from. I think it's disgusting. I would never throw a Kraft single on a gorgeous American apple pie baked.
The only thing that belongs on an apple pie is vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream or whipped cream. I mean, whipped cream is acceptable.
Oh my God! Oh, they did it, Jack. They committed the most heinous of atrocities. An apple pie with a Kraft single with vanilla ice cream on top.
Okay. All right. Now we're just going into forbidden. This is like cursed comments right now.
Did you guys ever see the movie Thank You for Smoking?
A long time ago. Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, it was in that movie. It was one of the there was like the three people. You had the smoking guy, then you had the guy for guns, and then you had the girl what was she, alcohol? Or I can't remember what they were like. They called themselves like the Death Squad or something. But anyways, the NRA guy or whatever, the gun guy, he had his apple pie with a slice of cheese on top. That's the first time I'd ever seen it. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't swing that way, so I never tried it.
Disgusting.
We were talking about apple pie, so I figured I'd bring it up. And
look, you want to stick in your charcuterie, wine and cheese and fruit and, being fancy, that's fine. I'll get on board that because I'll partake. But you leave the cheese out of my apple pie.
Guys, I can't. Like, I'm about to throw up right now. Like, I don't know why, but it made me curious, so I looked up weird food combinations. And right now, what I'm looking at, all right, is
we're
just,
not doing this. We're not devolving down into this
all right,
madness.
bros. Just imagine this for me, real quick.
No,
okay?
please don't.
Oh no,
Please-
it's happening.
Please
It's
don't.
happening.
All right.
Just
You know what? Go
imagine.
ahead. Just go ahead and start.
Just imagining, right?
Uh huh.
All right. So
Uh-huh.
bananas
Uh huh.
wrapped in ham,
Uh-huh.
topped with.
What? No, we didn't get any of that. I'm sorry.
Oh, it happened.
It was so weird. It's just I just can't. Anything? No, we're not doing that, right?
Some
Okay.
people are just too barbaric.
Oh yeah, I got it.
I can't
Okay.
even.
All right, thanks for that feedback. Before this goes too far into chaos, I would like to mention that next week we're going to have a real topic.
Do we have to? I had
Yes.
fun.
I don't know. I kind of like this.
I
Can
mean,
we just have a random food episode, please?
no,
All what Jack hates most, food wise, please.
just so let's compile a list of all the things
should
that I
do a
hate.
good food episode.
Oh,
What's
that'd
the
be a good
weirdest thing?
episode.
Have you guys ever had like a weird thing, like an insect, like a cricket or an ant or a
See,
worm?
this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Where are we going with this?
Why have you guys not tried these before? You know, they have like the chocolate covered crickets and ants and
Jack
stuff. You
is
can get at the
just,
store,
is
like
just
novelty
sitting
foods.
in anarchy right now. This is all like.
All right. And then in other news, I'm actually looking for 2 brand new hosts of the Bonus Level podcast to join me next week. So if you're interested in being on the show, send me a message. Send us an email on Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. Leave us a comment if you're watching this and you want to be on the show. I'm looking for 2 new hosts, not one, 2 new hosts to take over for our
And all you have to do is pay me $15 an hour.
love
to take
apple
over
pie.
for our previously departed and long forgotten host who want to
Man.
continuously talk about garbage food that should never even be brought up in the same realm as other food.
I googled pies and I'm.
Did
These
you
cream
use?
pies look delicious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you use the Google bar? Or did you use Bing? That's the real question.
Yeah,
And did you use incognito mode?
always.
Okay, I thought so.
Is there another mode?
Is there any
I
other
live
mode?
in that mode, boy.
I was
That's my
born
secret. I'm
incognito.
always in incognito.
You just look at Josh's like incognito folder, and it's just the most disgusting food combinations.
Wait, is there one of those for real? Because I need to get rid of it if so.
No, there's not. That's why it's incognito.
I was
You know
about to
who?
be
You know who
Googling.
does? You know who does get that browser history still?
Mark Zuckerberg.
No. Your internet provider.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
my
I
God.
don't give a shit what.
Oh my god!
They
Hold
think.
on, Jack, real quick, bro. All
Yeah.
right, real quick, dude. So I went golfing, right?
Yeah.
Right, for like the first time in a couple months with my dad for Father's Day, right? Okay. I said the word golf in my house one time in months, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't look up anything golf. I haven't looked up golf clubs in,
Yeah.
6 months. I go to play Xbox afterwards.
Mhm.
First ad that pops up, all ads, golf stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. Your TV's listening to you.
Dude, man.
So is your
Fucking
phone.
LG, bro. I knew
So is
that
your
shit
phone.
couldn't be trusted.
Yep.
No, it's okay. I don't talk around my phone. That's fine.
Yeah, that's true. You don't use your phone. Weird.
Yeah. So that's even
Um,
more suspicious. Just saying.
It is. Yeah, I'm not
Fucking-
surprised at all. Yeah, that's the same shit that's happened to me. So
Dude. Like, I didn't think it was that serious. I said the word golf. Like, once, hey, babe, I'm going to go golfing with my dad. All right, sweetie, bye. Come back in a couple hours. Golf.
golf. Golf, the man's sport.
No, we got to do that soon.
Well,
I've never actually
There
been.
goes all of our ladies golf watchers.
I better not, man. Golf is a big part of my life. So if you're listening to this, you're supporting my golf habit.
Yep. How? Oh, yes. Okay.
Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode that just started off in a serious note. It went into, a good chat about entertainment and things coming. And then it just, we just took a dive off the end there.
What is this
um,
content even becoming anymore?
I don't even know. Next week, though, we're gonna have a serious discussion, and I promise next week to not disagree with these two as much that I did this week.
He'll
And
try to, but he'll just be cringing in his chair.
survey says that was a lie.
Yeah,
Um,
it's okay.
But that's okay. It's okay. That's what makes it fun. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you're still sticking around, if you left around the time I kept muting Luch for saying flan, whatever it is. If you left around that time and you're not listening, and then I completely get it. Don't worry, I understand. I would have left too at that point, and I actually did leave for a second. I actually left in the middle of the episode.
You went to go get some flan.
Yeah, and to burn it in effigy outside.
I'm gonna go get more of my cookie cake.
Your parents don't love you anyway.
Nope. But I got cookie cake.
That's going to be it for us. Thanks for listening. Hit us up on our social media. Tell us how we're doing. Give us your feedback. Tell us what kind of food you like or don't like, and agree with me. That's what I like. From all of us at the Bonus Level Podcast, we'll see you next time.
Later, taters.
Later, guys. 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 Later, guys.